Hello, everyone. It's me, Lancer737, and today it's the last day of the year, so let's celebrate. Um, First, I want to do a rehash, though, of the campaign that we just experienced because it is a brand new story that is technically exclusive to the game universe for MLPG4. So, anyway, what happened was Twilight and Spike were going to go to a Christmas party. They were on a train and things were not going, they weren't instantly going to the party. And so one thing led to another, and Twilight decided to read Spike a story, a Christmas story. And this Christmas story apparently was written by the most favorite princess of all, Princess Luna, which she's hiding behind this thing here. What store is it? The Potion Workshop. She's doing something at the Potion Workshop as we speak. But she had written the story. Not sure when. It would have to be at some point after, being redeemed and not being Nightmare Moon, obviously. But what I thought was interesting about the story is that she didn't portray herself in the softest of light. And what I mean by that is, you would think, most people when they write stories about themselves, they're not going to be harsh on themselves. And she is depicted being a little bit, grumpy or harsh. She's throwing stuff at birds, like she's throwing a Christmas cake at birds. And later on, we find out through rainbow deer, because the when you're reading the story, it's kind of through the perspective of Rainbow the deer, not Princess Luna. You find out that she was hit by a goose, which injured her wing. Oh, and by the way, Rainbow the deer, reindeer, she insulted Luna and said that she's a flying fowl herself because she was insulting flying fowls. Princess Luna was. Anyway, she got injured by a goose, probably in flight or something like that, and she needed help delivering Christmas fruit baskets, hearth-warming fruit baskets on behalf of Celestia, adding a bit of lore to their version of hearth-warming, which doesn't, hearth-warming itself technically has nothing to do with bringing gifts like that per se, but it is connected to the three main pony tribes that were mostly exposed to in the series. I know there's more pony tribes, more pony subspecies, but yeah, it's just going to be earth ponies, unicorn ponies, and Pegasi that this is about. But anyway, and I'm focused on this because this this beautiful piece of architecture right here is linked to the origin of hearthwarming, the first hearthwarming Eve. But anyway, she needed help delivering fruit baskets. Rainbow the reindeer is she's the only reindeer that can fly in the story. Now we know that's not the case because reindeer in MLP, they all have magical flight capabilities. If we watch some right now, they don't have wings on them, but they will fly at some point. See, the ones in Luna's story, they have. Okay, well, she's not technically in Luna's story. Well, she is. They have actual wings and they're flying. These two right here are actually canonically in both the games and in. Darn it, they're running. Come on, please fly for me. Don't ruin this video. They fly magically like a yellow dragon would in D&D. But they're not doing that. Yeah, okay, see? No wings, she just flew, or he. What are you? Alice. You are one of the legendary gift givers of the groove. Alice knows about every gift that is yet to come, going by the name that is a woman, dear. But you saw it for a second. She did fly. Now she's cheering. Time to celebrate it all. Okay, so the pink deer is now talking to the pink alicorn, which is very fitting. But anyway, in her story, the only reindeer that can fly is Rainbow Reindeer, which for some reason, I thought she magically. Oh, that's weird. I'm remembering things weird. That is the Mandela effect in action right there. She actually has wings. In the story, she's the only reindeer that can fly. I would wager, and this is fan speculation, fan speculation, spam acculation. Um, I would wager that she has similar speeds to Rainbow Dash. It's possible she's just as fast as her. I mean, it's also possible she's actually even faster in Rainbow Dash. It's all speculation, but judging by the fact that she does exist even outside of Princess Luna's story, and she actually has wings. At the very minimum, if she has the magical flying capabilities that the reindeers have, and she has powerful wings, she technically should be even faster, or at the very bare minimum, more maneuverable while being fast. But Luna recruits her rudely to help deliver gifts, and they succeed in making everyone's heartwarming eve, or heartwarming really, a fantastic one. Because, excuse me, because who doesn't like fruit, excluding people allergic to fruit? Yeah, excluding people, excluding people allergic to fruit, or if you're eating the souls of people because you're a changeling, or you're a dragon because you usually actually eat rare precious metals and gems, magical or not. Um, Maybe I'll shut up now because I'm finding all these examples of people that don't eat fruit, or creatures that don't eat fruit. You get the idea. Oh, two rainbow dashes right there. Well, rainbows, I should say. Whether she's actually linked to Rainbow Dash, though, it remains to be seen. I think it's very interesting they have the same skin color, same hair color, same first name, really. Um, I would like to see some more with her. Probably not in like a full blown animated. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind full blown animated story, but like, probably would see it either in the game or in a novel or in a source book. Just go into more detail on how these two are linked. What is going on here? Is there going to be a reindeer version of all the elements of harmony, and will she be the element bearer of loyalty? Technically, since we don't know from what we do know about her, I don't know. I could say loyalty per se. Oh, look, a young Twilight Deer and a future Twilight Sparkle. By the way, here's Twilight Sparkle from the future, and she sounds exactly like Celestia.
You need to make some friends. You need to make some friends.
You need to save us all from G5. G5, I mean, there's a lot of things I don't like about G5. I'm not going to make this a rant about G5. It did do some very few decent things. It looks like half the conceptual stuff would have been great, and the other half, bad ideology was injected into the making of it, and thankfully not all of it made it into the series. But still, it's weird that like the heroes in G5, they can't use offensive spells directly at the enemies. They can only use it indirectly, and it just kind of ruins things. We see some really dark stuff in G5. Sorry, G4. Celestia here, not edgy like this, although this moment is edgy. Her and Luna combine their magic lasers at full strength to incinerate the body of King Sombra. King Sombra got smoked to the point that only his soul remained, and then Luna and Celestia took his soul like they were Ghostbusters and encased it in ice up north. That's extremely metal. It's also extremely dark. I'm looking for a specific character. Where is he? You know what? You can take my word for it. You know what? I'll go here. Since we're talking about him, I know I can find him here. Come on. Load. Faster. King Spike. But we're not looking for King Spike. We're looking for King Sombra. Come on. I didn't know it was going to take this long. Sorry about that. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, everyone. That's how the Zap Apple blows up. Kablooies. Okay, King Sombra. This is technically not the same King Sombra. This is one of the various multiverse King Sombras. I actually think this is the coolest one. Well, I don't know if I can say that because him as a villain is pretty cool, but him that actually born as a unicorn that's a hero in one universe, that's also pretty cool. But this look is pretty cool. I would have to, even though he's not as menacing, the purple look on him, that's awesome. I have to pick the look for this one. Um, his soul was encased in ice because they couldn't do anything else with him. He was literally destroyed, physically destroyed by Luna and Celestia's magic lasers and an intense output. But you're not going to see anything like that in G5 because they toned it down dramatically. And you're going to hate me for saying this if you like G5. We got plenty of musicals in G4, and they sound great. I love the well, let's say 80%. I love 80% of the music in G4. The music is different in G5. It comes off as being like High School Musical or something like that, and that's the kind of stuff I don't like. It's kind of meh, you know, or it's just me. Anyway, here is my friend code. Don't forget to add me. It's in the top left-hand corner. I had to check that for a second. I was like, wait, is it in the top left-hand corner? The menus keep changing. I wanted to do more today, but guess what, people? Guess what, fandom? And I love all of you for following me. Thank you for all the support over the years and everything. But guess what? I was going to get stuff done for my special projects. I was going to film Princess Luna's Arcade because guess what? I got a surprise for you. All of the fan-made games, they're back and operational. You can play them again. The Flash animated stuff is playable again. I was going to surprise you with that. But guess what? If any of you are aware of this, I'm having severe router problems, and it's even worse now. Last night, no, I could not access it whatsoever. I was trying to set up another new computer. I couldn't do anything with it, and I was afraid it was going to brick because it had just been turned on for the first time and unable to do anything because it couldn't get online. And I've been busy even today talking to support, and they're like, "Oh, you cannot access the computer? Don't worry. The next update will fix it." It's like, I've been having problems for months, and the updates didn't fix it then. What's going to fix it now? I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like I'm being cyber attacked. What happened is, like, I've been having lots of DNS errors. I'm not going to focus on this, so don't worry about it. The whole rest of the video isn't going to be about routers. But I've been having DNS errors constantly. I'll get logged off, and I'll have to reboot my entire stupid router. And there's other people. They're just like, they try to come on, and it's just like, I have to stop everything I'm doing just to fix it so their computer can work too. But like, it's even worse now because like, well, okay, before I get to that part, we noticed something funny. This week and a little bit last week, we have not had any DNS problems at all. DNC problems at all. Also noticed my neighbor hasn't been there at home for a really long time. It was really suspicious, and I would have gone with that's probably what was happening. We suspected we had neighbors that were stealing our internet, despite the fact we had just got a new router with a better security system and free extra security for at least a year. Well, then this happens, and it's worse than ever because now I can't log into the router whatsoever with anything. And before they went to bed, they found out that they had suddenly lost access to every single thing on their computer online, on the one that's they already had that they weren't working on. And not only that, our IP address has changed. And it says it's insecure and unsafe. And not only that, when I try to get into the router, it says that I'm going to a location that likely has a hacker that wants to steal my information. It's like, you know what? It might not have been the neighbors unless they were angry that I kept on booting them off from reloading. So they became more aggressive, and now they just want to destroy my entire system. And that I didn't have to log in for a while, so I didn't notice this happen. They're probably banking on that, because with the DNS or DNC whatever errors, I was having to log on into my router like so many freaking times a day whenever I was able to sit down and try to attempt to work on something, and it just would bomb. It made me so angry. Like I said, I don't want to turn this into a video about my stupid router. Let's get into stuff that I do want to do. So first things first, I'm not having DNS errors anymore. So my projects are now fully back on schedule. Well, for working on them. I have some Christmas videos that are going to be coming out in January now. I had to forget about the Halloween stuff I was working on, because the other thing that held me back was with the DNS stuff with my newest gaming computer that I still have never used before, because it says it can't go online. I could not record any of the games I had planned on playing on my console. This also prevented me from playing games on my computer, because I had to constantly stop what I was doing to reboot stuff. That problem should be going away one way or another, because if I can't fix this stupid router, I'm getting another freaking router. And I don't think it's going to be revealing too much when I say this aspect, but the router I got was nowhere. Okay, I could only pick routers that complement Xboxes. They're usually super high-end gaming routers. But because of shortages, I couldn't even get the top 3 recommended. I got the number 7 recommended. It's like, well, at least it's number 7. Well, with the stuff that I've gone through now, if it can't be fixed, if it's not fixed with the stupid update that I'm supposedly going to be getting very soon in like January 3rd or something, that thing is... Darn it, I didn't mean to do that. That thing is going to find a new home in a garbage can, and I'm getting a freaking new router. I don't know if I'd want to get one that's the same model, but by now there has to be more of the ones that were on the recommended list that are higher up than the 7th on the list. You know, there's only 3 below it that are the lowest tier that I could have gotten for all my network. Again, I'm sorry for complaining about that, but yeah, stuff's going to be back on schedule. Hopefully the nightmare is going to be over. One way or another, the nightmare is going to be over with this crap. So instead, I was going to surprise you with some Punisher stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm never going to stop with the MLP stuff. There's so much MLP stuff I want to do. I've been held back by this stupid router that it is going to be done one way or another. It's just great ideas versus debate ideas and stuff like that. I'm also working on a Halo video. I already had everything recorded. It's just, dialogue-wise, I had everything recorded. I just needed visuals recorded, and that's when this crap happened. I want to do some more Halo stuff, more Star Wars stuff. I actually have a Star Wars video that's going to be coming up soon. I've been practicing in squadrons. I don't know if you know this, but I'm one of the greatest TIE Interceptor pilots to ever exist in real life. I give Jesus Christ thanks and praise for that. On the Xbox original, oh man, I didn't mean to do that. And the 360, first place nationwide every week, every month. I was 7th place out of 200K people overall. And I attribute that to the fact that, it wouldn't let me jump. I attribute that to the fact that I just didn't have Xbox Live for as long as what everyone else did. So a lot of people that I was able to destroy them in dogfights. They had more points than me, but I was more skilled than them. I only had problem with 2 players in the Xbox version of Star Wars Battlefront 2. One of them was obsessed with using troop transports as gunships, missile boats actually to be exact. So if I wanted to beat them, I couldn't do it in TIE Interceptor. which was against my thing. But if I did want to destroy them, it would have probably had to have been something other than a TIE interceptor, or if I had more practice with something. I mean, with it versus troop transports. Actually, I take it back. The when I fought them, I just remember this. I didn't get to use the TIE interceptor. Whenever I fought them, they were always using the Imperial troop transport. That one is the one that's a lot more like a missile boat. So I was probably either stealing TIE interceptors as a rebel pilot, which I shouldn't have, or I was using the A-Wing, which I shouldn't have, because the TIE interceptor is superior to it in Star Wars Battlefront 2. So moving on, I just whipped everything and everyone into shape in Star Wars Battlefront, Renegade Squadron and Elite Squadron. There was no leaderboard, but I would have been first place guaranteed on the PSP with that. Then in Star Wars Battlefront 1 EA, there's no leaderboards, but I literally did dominate every single match. And another fact, I never used the stunt button except for one time on accident. But yeah, I don't use the stunt button. I don't use health, because there's no health power-ups for starfighters in the lore. So I went on my way not to use health. Otherwise, my deaths would probably would have been even lesser. But I dominated in that. Now, that changed a little bit in Star Wars Battlefront 2 EA, because in that one, the TIE Interceptor was so accidentally badly nerfed that it was just epically ruined, epically destroyed. Its rate of fire was incredibly bad. It would overheat so much that even though they made the cannons true to lore, it would overheat so much that you would still be able to kill enemy fighters, no matter their class, faster with the other ones, because they wouldn't overheat so often and stay overheated so often. And then in addition to that, some power-ups, or at least one, wouldn't work at all with the TIE Interceptor, and to make it even funnier, the thing in the picture that's a power-up that wouldn't work with it is a TIE Interceptor. That's just absolutely hilarious, and they never fixed it. But yeah, I was still an ace in that. It wasn't with the TIE Interceptor, and it happened very rarely with the TIE Interceptor. I was able to do it with TIE Silencer at least once, but I was acing in that with the BTL A4 Y-Wing, which is, it's multiple kind of fighters all in one. I argue it's an interceptor compared to the other versions, but it has bombing capabilities and other stuff like that. But it was fun. It's weird not doing it with your favorite Imperial craft. That's my favorite Rebel craft. And then Squadrons came out, and then I got distracted by politics, so I didn't get to play it as much as the other ones, but I did do some great stuff in that. I think if I'd been playing this entire time, I would be known as the ace in it. I will be known as the ace in it, don't get me wrong. No! I hope I get that ruby. I'm going to restart, and hopefully I get it from... Yeah, okay, so I'm at 107. 108, okay, Princess Luna has won me another ruby. But yeah, I'm going to be uploading stuff with that, and just, you're going to see me progress in skill, because when I play these games, I was used to using an Xbox controller, not an actual legit Xbox fight stick. Now, when it comes to more flight sim games, I am an ace in those. I'm first place often, and on the leaderboards, actually first place nationwide in some of them, including the Top Gun ones. I'm used to flying with a flight stick in those, and in all honesty, it shouldn't really make that much of a difference. I don't know why it has been, though. I did an amazing job in Star Wars TIE Fighter on the hardest difficulty. The only thing I missed was a couple objectives, alternate objectives. But I even single-handedly defeated groups of TIE Avengers with a TIE Interceptor without calling for help. Probably should have. I probably would have gotten that achievement then. Just I wanted to do it myself. But that's a really, really big feat to do it on the hardest setting. I beat the whole Star Wars TIE Fighter on the hardest setting. I'm going to be getting a bunch of those because they are on sale, and I will be going through them again. I'll be playing those. I want to do some more MechWarrior. So I want to do a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I have some Punisher stuff planned and other stuff planned. There's going to be some great stuff happening, but I will never stop with MLP. Actually, the stuff that I do enjoy, I will never stop with that as well. I just, now talking about stuff I wish would happen in this game. I wish we had more action stuff in this game. I wish we had more mini games. Because, like, I love a bunch of the mini games in this, but playing the same ones, darn it, it can get just a little bit old. Just a little bit. So we definitely need some more mini games. More action-based mini games with every character, not just the characters that they let us play as most of the time. It needs to be all of them. All of the characters. All the Princess Lunas and Celestias, all the dragons, everything. Because I would love to play Spike more. Although the game is lenient with him. You actually can do a lot of stuff with him. I want to play with the ancient dragon lord. I love purple dragons, and his design is awesome. I want to play with him in some games. One of my favorite designs for Spike in this game is the Chaos Magic powered Spike, the purple dragon. It looks like one of his alternate versions of his adult form, and I absolutely love that design. It is such a cool dragon design. I want to play more with that one, since it counts as a legit dragon model or alicorn in this game. He technically can summon elemental shards with that model. They won't let us play with them, and I really want to. I'm looking forward to some more awesome story modes. Story arcs and campaigns in it. I know we're gonna have some reruns. That's always gonna happen, having some reruns. But my hopes are high for more exclusive and new stories. We've been getting them, and they've been pretty cool. I want to say, 65% of them are pretty cool. There's been a few that are duds, at least to me. I've already said this before. I think stories with Pinkie Pie and Rarity, both in the show and in the game, they are the lamest to me. But when those characters are with other characters, they're really good characters. I really like them. So there's a difference between not liking their stories and then liking them or not liking them. I think, like I said, Rarity and Spike, not Spike, Pinkie Pie, I love those characters. They're great. But a lot of their own specific stories where it's just them or focus heavily on them, for some reason, to me, they're not that appealing, and especially in the game, I especially have not enjoyed Pinkie Pie's stories. I think there might have been one story that I enjoyed where you're fighting extremists that are attacking the Sugar Cube corner, and the message was you should never resort to violence to get a message out, because that violence only hurts more people. Which is true. But yeah, but the Luna stuff in this, the Luna stuff has been great. To be honest with you, they probably look at what makes them the most money, and they see that people go nuts for Luna, and people want to buy more Luna stuff. So we might see some more stories with Luna. She is my absolute favorite character, or at least tied for first place in MLP, and also tied for first place out of all characters, or like all, not just MLP. But I want to say this. I want them to be careful with using Princess Luna. You don't want them to oversaturate everything with Luna to the point that then we're either always having to spend tons of money to get stuff with her, or like they start doing dumb stuff with her stories. Having her for special events and special occasions like Halloween and Christmas, that's fine. But like, don't overuse her, and make sure the new lore they're gonna make for her, or any character, not just Luna, is really good. That's what I hope for. Is where can't talk. I would like things to be cheaper. I realize that's probably not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen because they keep on making Ruby generators for this game. And the economy is still pretty bad with the new president coming in. And I knew this from the get-go. It's not that he's going to make things go back to when it was better. It's that he's going to make it so it doesn't get worse. or at least he's going to attempt to make it so it doesn't get worse. There are some people that want to make it get worse. So, like when you have people purposely trying to sabotage stuff, well, then, you know, all bets are off, unfortunately. So hopefully the economy stable. Oh, shoot. Hopefully the economy stabilizes and things don't get too bad, but I won't hold my breath for it being amazing again. Man, it's a lot of work would have to be done for our economy to be better. Um, let's see what I would love to see some more stories for other characters too. Now, this is going to be kind of obvious, but like I would pick more stories based off my favorite characters. But you know, in the end, I would love to see stories based off every single character that's in this game. Now, at that point, would all their stories be great? Probably not, because odds are when you have, what is there? I think there's close to 1,700 characters in this game. Well, the odds are not going to be good that they would all be great stories. In fact, a good portion of them probably will be boring. But I at least appreciate fleshing out every character. Now, a bunch of them at least do have stories, even if they're a tertiary character, even if it's exclusive to the game. But it's still great stuff to at least know about them. But I would definitely love to have more stories with Indiana Jones Pony, which they do more stuff with him in the game. He is linked to the conflict with the Sphinx, which is a dangerous creature if you mistreat it or don't treat it with respect. It's a sentient one too, so it's not like a bird and a beast or something, but it is a dangerous creature. He has a story that's linked with it, which was awesome. I would love to see more with Sky Stinger. You know, I can't think like that and do this, so I'll just leave it at this. Absolutely, for sure, all my favorite characters, but I can say that for anyone. Any of you viewers, I guarantee you would love to have story campaigns, based off all your primary, secondary, and tertiary characters that are in the series. I don't think there's a quadtertiary character classification, but if there is, we would all have them as well. I know it. I'd actually also like to have more outfits for the characters. I think my only complaint over the years, besides things steadily getting more expensive, it would have to be that I kind of don't like it that we have multiples of the same characters walking around. It depends on the character. If you're talking about like Princess Luna and Nightmare Moon, that is justified. Nightmare Moon is Princess Luna, but she's also her own thing at the same time. So having Luna and Nightmare Moon walking around, sure, yeah. Maybe the young versions versus all the other ones. Maybe if it's like it has to do with time dilation and stuff like that, or a magic spell. Evil clones, yeah, sure. But like Christmas Luna and Halloween Luna and Rainbowfied Luna all meet in the bar, and they're like, "What the heck are you all doing?" You know, stuff like that. I guess even Chaos Magic Princess Luna should not be walking around at the same time that Nightmare Night Luna and her swarming Eve Luna should be walking around. Wait, what? Oh, it froze up for a second. Yeah, they just shouldn't all be walking around all at the same time. And technically now, since we can put characters away, ooh, well, that's over. It's over for me. But I did get some rubies with Luna. Luna's got some rubies. Oh, wait, I can still revive. Okay, so I can revive, but I probably won't be able to skip it the second time I've been able to do that. I can put them away, but I think that can affect me gameplay-wise if, like, I'm doing quests and that character's put away, or if I need a certain set amount of characters. So, in that regard, that the incentive for me to put them away to make things make more sense isn't there, because they'll just bite me in the butt. Now, so far, I'm not running into any rubies, so... No Rubutos. That's just how the... Oh, there's one. Oh, darn, it wouldn't let me jump. Darn it, it wouldn't let me jump. That's just how the Zap Apple explodes. Or bursts. Might say burst instead. That's how the Zap Apple bursts. That's how the Zap Apple explodes. I don't know, they both sound appealing. Ooh, almost missed that. Having to fight my instinct to jump. I actually would have wanted to keep that shield versus the magnet, but that's just how it is. I have a bad feeling something bad is about to happen. It might be a shadow bolts. It might not be. But it's great that I got some more rubies. Kind of sucks I missed one of them, but the game just would not let me. Oh, darn it. Wouldn't let me jump. No revives, thank you. And that is how the Zap Apple bursts. Okay, so to summarize it, more character campaigns, especially based off my favorite ones, whether it be primary, secondary, tertiary. Make things cheaper, which that's likely not to happen. More mini games, including more action-packed mini games. Would love to see it happen. It could happen, might not happen. They've experimented with different gameplays, but we don't see it happen very often. Let's see. Be careful with what you do. Don't oversaturate the game with like Princess Luna. Because again, we've been having, especially this year, we've been having a lot of stuff focus on her. Don't overuse her. It would be great to have a series all about Luna, but that's the thing. When you don't take the time to flesh out a fantastic story with her, it could be oversaturated and then become lame. Anyway, before we go, I want to get as many rubies as possible right now. For some reason, part of my game is not loading. My speed up dial thing here has been stuck for days. Probably shouldn't have done that now. It's a bit too late. Okay, I didn't mean to hit these, but let's... I keep tapping it. Come on. No rubies. No rubies. They heard me complain about Pinkie Pie and Rarity, and now it's like, oh, well, obviously you don't want any rubies then. McBeardo is going to be the one. Got some rubies. Finally. Oh, I'm also going to finish up some of the cooking videos. I might actually do that more often. I'm going to make something special for dessert for New Year's Eve. It's going to be hickory smoked blueberry brownies, sundaes, candy sundaes. So I might actually record making that. It's going to be the busiest video you will ever see. Granted, the other ones I made for Christmas, those were long, but those were for multiple dishes. When you see how much goes into making these brownies, it will be almost just as much. It's insane, but it's worth it. Okay, so we got our rubies there. Wait, should I use a skip, though? No, not here. We'll do it here. Yay. Okay, so moving on. Man, it's crazy I had so many rubies right before Christmas, and now I have next to none. I hope it's a rerun the next campaign. Otherwise, I'm gonna be hurting. I might have to do the whole thing with without getting anything, with no rubies or anything. Okay, the cows are gonna give me some rubies. The pigligdies are gonna give me some rubies as well. Unfortunately, the rabbits will not be able to give me any rubies. Where'd they go? Great, I have a missing pony. I always do this. I like to keep her by her house, and so she's easy to find and just click on. The sheep will give me ruby. So how much cabbage again do I need? Oh, 4 cabbage. Yeah, it's just not really worth it to the rabbits. I mean, for doing that with the rabbits, feeding them to get rubies. But I do it anyway, just because I feel compelled to do it. I can't wait to get the chickens up and going to see how many rubies I can get from them. And this will be the final spot for getting rubies. And you personally will now be able to see how easy, well, easy-ish it is to get rubies in one day. Even if you don't even have a 9/10 the stores that I do for making rubies, it all adds up. It all completely adds up. Collecting rubies, even if it's just 3 of them, even if it's just 7 rubies a day, it will add up. So never forget to do the daily grind getting the rubies, and you will make money. In game, at least. Be great if you made real money in it, wouldn't it? Okay, and I think time is just about up. Yep. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video of me going over what happened, what I'd like to see in the future, and stuff that's not MLP related that I want to do in the future. Peace be with you, and have a happy new year.